Excellent. So here we are again on Monday nights at 8 p.m. doing yoga together. The hope with this practice is that by the end of it, you're feeling lengthened and relaxed and ready to move towards your bedtime. And then again, tomorrow morning, that's Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., we wake up and we continue on our practice, but the Tuesday morning practice is a little bit more active. You're welcome to join me with both or one or the other. And of course, you can always find these videos on YouTube whenever makes sense for your day. So again, let's just take one more moment to connect with your sit bones, connecting with your block beneath you, letting the crown of your head reach towards the ceiling, sensing the length in the back of your neck. And again, let's remember the movement of our breath. So as our diaphragm drops down, our lungs are expanding and we're inhaling. And then our diaphragm is going to rise up as we exhale to help push that air out of our lungs. So sense that movement in your breath. We're going to continue to move with that reflection or that awareness of our breath, the filling of your lungs like balloons, helping us to float up and rise up. And then as your lungs deflate, sensing your body grounding or feeling more connected with the ground beneath you. So really pay attention to the movement of your breath in that way now. Again, if it's more helpful to close your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes. Imagining your inhale helping your rib cage to expand. And then your exhale, your rib cage drawing more central into your midline and helping yourself ground into the seat beneath you. Excellent. All right. Well, now that you got that perfect and you will always breathe with a very grounded breath for the rest of your life, we're going to move on to standing. We're going to just do some sort of sloppy motions to help you get the feel for this. Just easing into yoga. Let your arms twist from side to side. This isn't done with perfection. This is just sloppy and what feels good, sort of like Raggedy Ann arms. And again, sensing the movement of your ribs. As you inhale, your ribs expand. And as you exhale, your belly button draws towards your spine softly. Good. So let's do one more to each side and then bring ourselves to the middle. Good. So then let's do some big arms. Let your arms circle towards me. Big circles forward, and now let's switch big circles back. Good. Make sure you put a nice smile on your face as you recognize that the end of the day is nearing. Good. Letting your scapula draw together on your back as your fingertips reach behind you, letting your pinky fingers lead the way. Good. Last one. And then we're going to do great big hugs, sloppy hugs. So you can see I'm switching which hand is on top. My right arm is on top, then my left arm is on top, and just reaching towards the midline behind me. And again, staying connected with your inhale and your exhale. Inhale, exhale. Exhale, good. And just bring some awareness to those muscles on your backside and in your shoulders. Good. Now let your arms relax at your side. And now let's pay attention to our neck and the side of your neck and the tip of your shoulder. So we're going to let our crown of our head tip towards the right and open the left side of your neck. Good. With your next exhale, bring your head back towards the middle, and then inhale and bring your neck towards the left shoulder. Again, creating some nice length here, opening up this space, letting your shoulders fall towards the floor. Good. Exhale back to the middle, and we're going to continue that energy of the lazy ragdoll, and then just exhale and let your body fall forward, relaxing and letting your shoulders hang, your elbows hang, the weight of your body falling with gravity towards the floor,
Sense the space of the crown of your head reaching towards the floor. And then again, we're going to pay attention to how your inhale fills your lungs and it helps you float up. So begin to inhale. Sense the buoyancy of your lungs helping you to rise up, only all the way up to the top. Good, fingertips touch over your head, and then here comes your exhale. With your exhale, you start to sense your belly button draw softly towards your spine behind you. Slide your fingertips like a rag doll down towards the floor, letting your head hang, your shoulders hang, opening up the back sides of your legs. And it does not matter how close your head or your hands are to the floor. This is just a gentle relaxation, folding of your ribs moving towards your thighs. And then again, with your next inhale, sense your lungs fill and help you float all the way up, back to a standing position. Fingertips touch, and then here comes your exhale. Your belly button's drawing towards your spine. Fingertips are sliding towards the floor. And this time when we inhale and float up, we're only coming up halfway. Here's our nice flat back. Exhale slowly, letting your head hang, your shoulders relax. Inhale, floating up with your breath, halfway up. And then again, with your exhale initiated, we're starting to fold as our belly button draws back behind us and our ribs draw towards our thighs. One more time. Inhale begins. We start to float up, halfway. Good. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Good. With your next inhale, bring yourself all the way back up to stand. Touch your fingertips up and over your head. Then bring your palms down to the middle of your chest. Let your thumbs touch the center of your chest. Good. And now we're going to pay attention to our arms again. So we're going to reach your arms out as wide as you can. And then we're going to cross your left arm over your right arm and give a really big hug. And with this hug, you'll feel some work in the front of your shoulders, but I want you to imagine like you have a turtle shell on your back, and I want you to fill your upper back body into that turtle shell on your back. And then inhale, open up the front side of your body. And now this time your right arm goes on top and your left arm goes underneath. And again, reach your fingertips towards one another and fill in your back body like you have that turtle shell on your back, and you want to connect all that flesh on your back with the turtle shell. Good. With your inhale, you bust open, your heart expands, feel the stretch through your shoulders. Good. And then we're going to take our feet nice and wide. Good. Bring your palms back together. Bring your thumbs to your heart center. Good. And then pushing your palms into one another. Reach your fingertips back up towards the ceiling, lengthening your ribs up off of your hips. Exhale your hands all the way down, and we're going to bring our hands to our hips. Good. Okay. So what I want us to do now is just like what we were doing a moment ago, we're going to work on that forward bend again. But I'm going to reach for my block. I'm going to place my block right in the midline of my body. So I'm going to let my torso fold, and I'm going to let my body drop down towards the floor. If your head reaches the block, let your head rest on the block and let your palms rest on the floor next to your head resting on the block. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. You're still just a Raggedy Ann doll, and letting your torso fall towards the floor, lengthening your hamstrings and the back sides of your legs. Good. Push through your feet actively. Feel your legs and your feet actively pushing through the floor. And then inhale, rise up. Good. Take those arms out really wide. Good. And then we're going to give ourselves a nice squeeze. So I have my right arm on top and my left arm underneath. And then inhale, open your arms up again and place your hands back on your hips. Slide your fingertips down And let's again, let your head rest on your block if you can, feeling supported, relaxing your shoulders. And then again, imagine that turtle shell is on your back. And take a moment to let your tailbone drop down behind you and fill in your back body into that turtle shell, softly pulling your belly button towards your spine. Good. And then push through your feet, feel your legs feel active, and inhale, stand up, take those arms out nice and wide. Good. Now I'm going to bring my other arm on top. You do your other arm. It's probably your awkward arm. Good. Squeeze tight. Fill in your back body. Sense the skin on your back body pushing back behind you. And then inhale. Open your heart center wide. Good. Awesome. Now this time we're going to take our left hand. Actually, it's my right hand. Sorry. And place your right hand on your block. Good. And we're going to take our left hand and place it on our hip. Good. So first I'm going to start with my gaze looking down straight beneath me. And then I'm going to turn it towards the left side, letting my right ribs turn towards the left side and have a gentle twist through my torso. Good. And then with my exhale, I'm going to lower my head back down towards the block and towards my hand. With my inhale, I'm going to rotate my right ribs towards my left side. And then with my exhale, I'm falling back down again. This is our last one. With your inhale, your right ribs are twisting towards your left side. Left arm is reaching behind your back. Good. And then lower both hands to the block. And we're going to switch. So now left hand is centered on that block, pushing through the block. Let there feel like there's a strong connection of your hand pushing through the block. And then we're going to place our right hand on our hip. Good. And then as we inhale, our left ribs are twisting towards the right side. So big torso twist. You'll also feel the stretch through your left groin. Exhale, lower your right shoulder down. Inhale, twist, sense the openness through your groin or that inner line on your left side. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, open up that right shoulder, reach that right hand behind your back. And then exhale, belly button draws towards your spine. Bring both hands to the block and then move that block out of the way. Let your head all towards the floor. Let there be a gentle bend in your knees. Drop that tailbone down behind you. Good. Let's walk our hands over towards the left side. You can let there be a bend in this knee as you reach towards the left side. And then we're going to exhale, pull your belly button towards your spine, letting your right knee bend slightly as you inhale and exhale and go a little bit deeper. And then inhale back to the middle. Push your palms through the floor. Feel your feet nice and strong and inhale all the way up to stand. Awesome. Now bring your palms to your heart center and let's lower ourselves to the floor. All right, so I'm going to use a few tools here. Please join me. I'm going to use a pillow to sit on. You could also fold your blanket up and sit on your blanket. And I'm going to sit with my legs nice and wide. Good. So we're sort of, if you notice, repeating the same position we were just in a moment ago. And now our legs are supported. I have a pillow underneath me because I don't have tremendous flexibility in my hamstrings. So I'm making sure my hips are up a little bit. And I'm going to put my blocks out in front of me so that I have something to reach for. So we're just going to connect again with our breath. So place your hands right at the ridge of your hips and your legs. And we're just going to exhale or fold forward and let your fingertips slide down towards your shins or your knees, wherever they go towards. And again, think about that turtle shell on your back, rounding your spine and letting your tailbone drop down. So we're lengthening our lower back. Good, and then inhale, bring yourself back up to a tall seated position. Exhale, forward fold. So this should feel nice. Feel in your back body. Let your tailbone drip into your pillow beneath you. Good, and then inhale, bring yourself up to seated. Continue with that motion. The idea here is just connecting with your breath, sensing some stretch in the back sides of your legs, but really just gently reaching, maybe even a sensation of a massage for the top sides of your legs. And then inhale, let's bring ourselves up to a nice, tall, seated position. Tailbones dropping deep down into the pillow beneath you. I'm going to ask you to tuck your left foot in, and you're going to focus now on your right leg. So again, bring some awareness to your belly, the expansion of your ribs with your inhale, and the contraction of your belly, or the movement or the softening of your belly with your exhale. So our inhale, we sit up nice and tall, and our exhale, we fold over our right leg. Inhale, sit up straight. So just that small motion reminded me that I forgot to tell you guys something. Grab a pillow, grab a block, and put it under your knee. It's sometimes challenging to sit with this knee and make connection with the floor. I struggle to do that. So I'm going to put this block underneath my knee so that I don't struggle to stay connected with the floor. So here's my exhale, folding over my right knee. Hopefully you guys are feeling a nice stretch through this left lower rib. Good. Maybe sensing the space in your intercostal muscles here. Letting this left hand reach a little bit farther and softening your belly button towards your spine. And then with your next inhale, initiate with the inhale and float up. Good. Exhale, fold forward. Feel that stretch through your side body. So remember, we were doing those nice hugs and we were sensing those muscles on our upper back. I want you to sense those muscles now. Inhale, sit up nice and straight. Good. Exhale, reach. Feel those muscles lengthening and stretching through your from your right fingertips to your right hip. Oops, I meant left. Sorry. Inhale all the way up to seated. Awesome. All right, so that was 3. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm now extending my left leg out, putting the block under my right knee. Good. And continuing with that same motion. So exhaling, drawing your belly button towards your spine. I want you to sense this whole right side stretching and opening up. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Let your tailbone sit into the seat beneath you. Good. Exhale, draw your belly button towards your spine. And don't move until your inhale helps to start float you up with those full lungs, helping your body to rise up. Nice. Good work, you guys. All right. So here's our last trick in a seated position. We're going to move towards reclining, which I know that you're all looking forward to. I'm going to use 2 blocks here, put them underneath my knees. Good. And as you know, you can use pillows. My mom was saying that I should stop saying using pillows, and she's finally said I'm just going to buy this darn blocks. Anyway, so my parents are joining us in the block endeavor too. So pay attention again with your belly. When you're feeling ready to exhale, so start with a big inhale. And then with your exhale, here's where we fold forward. Let those fingertips slide where they may. Inhale is floating us back up. Good. Exhale, belly button draws towards your spine. Your tailbone's dipping deep into the seat beneath you. And then inhale, sit up nice and tall. Good. Let's do one more. Start your exhale, draw your belly button towards your spine as you slide those fingertips away. Stay here for a moment and remember the turtle shell. Stretch those muscles on your back body. Sense as you inhale here without sitting up, the expansion of your ribs through your back body. Imagine as you're in this position that you can sense and see in your mind's eye where the back side of your heart is. Reaching and filling in those spaces in your rib cage on the back side. Good. With your next exhale, get a little bit deeper towards the floor. And with your next inhale, bring yourself all the way back to seated. Awesome. Feels good. All right, so we're gonna move our stuff out of our way. I don't need these anymore. We're gonna move ourselves into my favorite, child's pose, that all fours where we're rocking back and forth and connecting with our breath. So we're starting with our palms underneath our shoulders and our knees are underneath our hips. And we're just exhaling, bringing our ribs and our thighs together. Remember, dropping your tailbone away from you. And then inhale, come on forward. Good. Exhale, feel your ribs and your thighs come together. Inhale, float forward. Feel the expansion through your rib cage. You've just done a lot of work of stretching those spaces in your back body, in your side body with the twisting. Connect with all that space that you're creating throughout the roundness and the fullness of your rib cage. Inhale, float forward. Exhale, really lengthen your tailbone down behind you. Good, last one. Inhale, forward. Good, exhale back, but this time I want you to take your knees almost as wide as your mat. And I want you to exhale back and sense that you have space here to let your chest get as close to the floor as possible. If you know that child's pose just doesn't let your chest come close to the ground, look at, we can pull all these blocks back into our story. You can put a block underneath you and let your chest drop down onto the pillow. If you need more height, look, oh my goodness, I can make a pile and fall forward. Good, so what I want us to do is have a great big deep bend in our hips because we've done a lot of forward bending, so you can sense your hips. Good, and I also want you to sense the openness, the expanse of your back body. Let's connect again. Deep inhale. Feel all that space. Feel the stretch of the skin on your back body. And then with your exhale and your belly button drawing towards your spine, you can sense yourself releasing more deeply into the floor beneath you. So move with your own inhale and exhale. Sense yourself getting closer and closer to the floor, softening more deeply through your hips. And again, connecting that length in your tailbone, reaching behind you. Good. Take 2 more complete breath cycles. And at the end of your second breath cycle, we're going to make our way back towards a seated position and slowly head to a reclining position. So here's where I'm going to have all my special whoobies and warmth makers close by. I have a blanket, I have a pillow, I have an eye pillow. I almost called it an eye patch. Don't need an eye patch. All right, so I'm going to take my blanket. I want you guys to get nice and cuddly. I don't have them today, but socks are really great here to help you settle in for your nice Shavasana time. So make your way slowly, and I mean slowly. Be very aware of how your body is connecting with your mat. So the hope here is if I in an ideal world, we would have been stretching so much, so regularly, so frequently that our body just lays completely flat on the floor. You might have a little bit of a space for a rabbit to crawl under, but really there's no space behind your knees. But that's not practical. So find a way that if you need to put pillows under your knees because you want to feel that connection underneath your knees, you can slide pillows underneath your knees. And then let's pay attention to our hips. I'm going to take both of my hands, slide them under the flesh of my butt to help my ribs, my hips, my legs get a little bit closer to connection with the floor. Good. Now I'm going to pay attention to the position of my back body, so my upper body. I'm going to take my right hand and place it underneath my left armpit. I'm going to slide the flesh that's on my underside of my armpit down my body. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing without making much change. Do the same thing and slide the flesh under my right shoulder. And then I'm going to open my palms towards the ceiling. I feel like this pillow is too high for me. All I want is a little bit of something to support underneath my neck so that I can let the back of my head fall flat into the floor, into the earth beneath me. So turning your palms open, letting your hips settle, letting your belly soften. Begin to relax into Shavasana. Sense you're turning your toes out to the corners of your mat. And quiet your mind so that you can just pay attention to the rise and fall of your belly with each breath. And again, bring your awareness to the movement of your ribs and your belly with each inhale, expanding your ribs. And your exhale, helping your belly to soften towards the floor beneath you. Good. And starting at the space at the crown of your head, imagining that that space is reaching towards the wall behind you, helping you to lengthen the back of your neck. And then sense the position of your shoulders, feeling wholly supported by the floor beneath you. And that comfort and support of your shoulders helps to let your arms rest into the connection with the floor. Bringing your awareness then to the center of your palms and the softness in the center of your palms. And then let your mind's eye travel down towards your hips. Any holding on that you might feel in your hips or in your groin, just let it go. Let the weight of your legs and your hips start to settle into the floor. And then start to let your mind's eye travel down towards the backs of your knees and the backs of your heels. And in all those spaces, letting gravity help you to feel more grounded and held and connected with the floor. And then bring your attention to the softness in your face. If you haven't already, let your eyes gently close. And then just take these last few moments of our time together to really connect with your inhale and your exhale cycle. And with each exhale, feeling yourself connect more deeply with the surface, the floor beneath you. You're welcome to stay here and rest and pause the video. Or if you're ready to transition onto the rest of your evening, you can slowly, carefully
Draw one knee at a time into your chest, taking a moment or two to rock slowly from side to side. Good, and then tip over onto the side and make your way back towards a seated position. Bringing your palms to your heart center and bringing your chin to your chest. Take a moment to acknowledge the strength and the flexibility in your body and the time that you've taken to take care of yourself. Thank you for joining me in this evening yoga class, Yoga for Rest. I'll look forward to seeing you maybe tomorrow morning, but definitely next week. Good night. Namaste.